Hello, welcome to the Trade Decorator Festival. We are live this afternoon for our 1 o'clock session, and we have a product demonstration for you. I'm going to be joined by Paul Long from Osmo for a live Q&A to put your questions about Osmo's products. But the demonstration, Osmo have actually teamed up with Mirka, where they'll be sharing the importance of sanding your wooden worktops before the application of Osmo Top-Oil. So we're going to be looking at 4 Top-Oil finishes on a beautiful wooden worktop. If you are watching us over on Facebook, it's not too late for you to come and get involved. You can click on the link in the post and it will bring you over to the platform where you just need to register quickly, and you'll be able to join in our live elements of the show. So with what I'm going to do is let you see the demonstration, and then I'll join you back here in a few minutes.
Hello, my name's Gabby and I'm from Osmo. Thank you for joining us today. In this video, we shall be showing you how to sand, oil, and look after your worktop. Big thank you to House of Worktops for this stunning oak worktop, which is what we will be using to sand and oil in this video. So we shall be starting off with the sanding procedure. So it's over to Mirka.
Hi and welcome to the Osmo Training Centre. My name's Alex and I'm from Mirka UK. I'm here today to tell you all about how to get the perfect prep in preparation for applying Osmo Top-Oil. So today we're going to be sanding this lovely piece of oak worktop. What we're looking to achieve is a really nice, consistent, smooth overall finish. Obviously at home you're going to have some little nicks and dents on the way, so we want to make that as smooth, as consistent as possible. To do that, we're going to be using the Mirka Abranet Ace discs. We're going to use a P120 grip. That ties in perfectly with the Osmo Top-Oil. Is the right way to go with it. Gives you the smooth finish, but also enough of a key on the surface for the oil to do its magic. Beauty of what we're going to be using today with the Abranet Ace is that it is a net-based product. It's got thousands and thousands of tiny holes in there, which are going to help draw all of that dust that you create through the sanding process through the sander into your dust extractor and leave you with a really nice, clean, safe working environment. So what we're going to do, turn the disc over so we've got the hook and loop facing the sander. We've got a hole pattern on the back, but because it's a net product, we don't need to worry about lining that up. Just simply make sure you are nicely centered on the backing pad. Give it a firm tap just to make sure it's stuck on nicely. Then we're ready to sand. I'm going to sand in 2 directions. Reason being is we want to get a nice even coverage and make sure we don't miss any areas. So we've got a consistent finish across the board. So once you're ready, turn your sander on and get going. As you can see, both the disc and the sander itself are clean and clear of dust. There's virtually no dust left on any of the system or the workpiece. However, the final process you need to use is either a microfiber or a dust or a lint-free cloth, and just get that little tiny little bit of dust off the surface ready to apply your oil. So thanks for joining me for the sanding process. We're now all ready for the top oil. We've got our smooth, consistent finish. So we're going to hand back to the team here at Osmo to show you how to apply it.
Now that the sanding is complete, we're going to be oiling the oak worktop with our top oil. The top oil takes around 2 weeks to fully cure. Now, you're going to want to look after your oak worktop, especially now that you've done all the hard work. So, we recommend either using our spray cleaner or using an anti-back wood cleaner. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this video and happy Osmoing. Just a little reminder, or if you didn't know, we've got a fantastic tool on our website called Osmo Recommends. It will help you find the right product for your project. Just select the options that are relevant to your project and voila! Are you looking for inspiration? Well, check us out on Instagram, where we post every day. You never know, you might just find something that will spark a little bit of joy. In addition to Instagram, we also have Pinterest, a YouTube channel, Facebook, and a Facebook community group. So, you're never far away from inspiration with Osmo.
Welcome back. So that was our Osmo demonstration. And wow, the finishes were just beautiful. They speak for themselves. We are now going to go over to our live Q&A element of the show. And Paul Long from Osmo is going to be joining me to take your questions in the session. If you aren't familiar with the platform, there is a green button beneath me. You just need to click on there to the join Q&A and put in your details and come and join us. If you're over on Facebook still listening, please click on the link in the post, come over and press that green button and come and join us. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome back. Apologies for the short delay there. We lost Paul en route to the Q&A session. Hi Paul, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
So that was a brilliant demonstration. Guys, thanks for joining us for the Q&A. I can see there's questions coming in already from those of you that are familiar with the platform. If you'd like to come up on the screen and talk to us, give us a wave in the comments box. If you do have a question, hit that Ask a Question tab, type in your question, and I will put them to Paul for you. And feel free to comment as we go along. I'll read out some of your comments as well. So I've got a question from Fran McPhillips. She says, hi, Paul, what is the cloth made of, please? There didn't appear to be, but is there a specific way to apply the oil with the cloth?
Clothing on is really simple. The cloth that you should use, lint-free. It can be a microfiber, but you don't really want to put fluff on there. So if you've got an old t-shirt, that's perfectly acceptable. You just need to understand that when you're using a cloth, you put on a much lower volume of product. So we know from testing that a cloth you generally put on around about 5 to 10 grams square meter, and we would like to see around about 40 to 50-ish on a kitchen surface for a table or a worktop. That'll give you a decent level of protection. But obviously that will take a little bit of time to apply and drying times and that kind of thing.
Okay, fantastic. And I've got a question from John Fletcher. He says, hi, I appreciate it depends on worktop usage, but how durable is the product?
That is a difficult one. I've actually seen a boiling pan put on there on a properly prepared surface and it hasn't marked it. It hasn't scorched it. I've also seen somebody splash water on it when it wasn't done properly and it marked instantly. I think a lot of this is down to preparation. So don't overfinish the timber. Get the right amount on there. To give you an example, I've recently done my own kitchen table. Nothing fancy, just a country style pine table. I actually put 6 coats on with a cloth and caught an awful lot of grief from my wife in the meantime because she wanted to use it. So get the right level on there. It is durable, it is wearable. But Osmo is also a sacrificial coating. So it's designed to wear out whilst protecting the wood. What that means is maintenance is always going to be key. As long as you maintain it properly, arguably, you may never have to re-oil.
Okay, and I've got a question from Brian Dennett. He says, if it takes 2 weeks to fully cure, can the worktop be used in the meantime, or does it mean that it'll be out of action for that period of time?
No, the reason that we give a 10 to 14 day cure period is that's the time that it takes for the oils and waxes to settle down and harden progressively. So within that space of time, the oil is getting harder, and as are the waxes. You can use it. It is not going to be fully durable within that amount of time, and you need to take a bit more care and give it a bit more attention maybe.
Okay, and Mark Smith is asking, how often do you need to apply a maintenance coat?
Yeah, again, it depends on what you're doing with the surface, but we don't necessarily require you to put another maintenance coat on. Putting a maintenance coat on there is what you would typically do with something like a teak oil or with a Danish oil. With Osmo, because it's got a wax content, what we would like you to do is use the liquid wax cleaner, which is the wax component of the top oil, and that is your maintenance product. And that comes down to wear and tear. So the more you use it, the more frequently. But the application of that product's really simple. Get a cloth, put a blob on there, wipe it over. 15 to 20 minutes later, it's dry, off you go again.
Okay, and so what's the advantage of Osmo versus other sort of oils and varnishes? You mentioned a few there.
Well, things like Danish oil tend to be a relatively high solvent content and just a blend of thin oils. That doesn't actually provide any protection to the timber. It just provides a level of waterproofing. Osmo has the wax in there. Osmo Top-Oil is also food grade. So quite literally, if you want to eat your dinner off the surface, you're totally safe to do it.
Yeah.
The other beauty of it is it's patch repairable. So if you get some damage on the surface, mask the area, cut it back, reapply. You can't do that with things like varnishes and lacquers. And also they're not food safe.
Yeah. And can Osmo be applied to existing finishes?
Depends what the finish is, because typically Osmo requires the grain to be open and a bare surface. Now, if you've just got something like a Danish oil there already, what we generally suggest is you wash it, get some detergents on there, break those oils down, and really remove what's there, because they will inhibit the take-up of the Osmo.
Okay, I've got a question from John Fletcher. He says, how many colours do you have in the range?
Which specific range? I think top oil, we currently have about 5 or 6 different ones. We also then broaden that range out to things like the Pollux oil and the Pollux oil tints. The Pollux oil range is child safe, whereas the top oil range is food safe. So child safe basically means that it adheres to the saliva test. So if you get saliva on there, if you lick it, if children lick it, it is safe. The food grade standard goes that little bit further, and if you get any residue from it, it is also safe. So depending upon the level of protection you're after, we offer quite a broad range of colours now.
Okay, and which Osmo product would you say is best for high traffic areas, such as floors and stairs?
Floors and stairs, different areas, we would recommend the Pollux hard wax oil. Something like stairs, we also do a Pollux anti-slip. So we do both an R9 and an R11 anti-slip rating in those. Stairs, if you go up and down them in socks on wood, can be slippery and dangerous. So we can cut that down and make it much safer if you still want to use our products and see a nice wooden surface.
Okay. Which product would you say is best for ingredient-rich hardwoods, such as olive and teak?
We offer a bespoke product called 1101 Wood Wax Extra Thin. Now, obviously, with timbers like that, the aim is to keep them as open as possible. And there's always a tendency to try and use the timber as the finish. And what you'll do by that is close the grain down too much by oversanding it. So try not to go beyond about 120 grit. If you can get it scratch free at 100, even better. And then meths. Sounds a little bit old-fashioned, but meths helps to break down some of those residual oils. By putting that on there, what you find is that it breaks those oils down and opens the grain up for the 1101 Extra Thin. We only do that in one product though, but it's a satin finish, I'm afraid. It's not a matte, it's not coloured, because of the type of timber it has to go onto.
Okay, and what about if people wanted to try before they buy? Do you offer any samples?
Oh, yes. We do the traditional 125 ml sample tin. Quite frankly, you don't need that much. We also do little 5 ml sample sachets. A sample sachet we do in pretty much every single product that we offer. The beauty is we can actually put those in an envelope. So they can come out via post cheaply. A sample sachet is 5 ml. 2 sample sachets is what you need to get an idea, because the first sachet won't always give you an exact look of what you're going to get. So do a proper sample, 2 coats, put the first one on, leave it to dry, put the second one on. 5 ml sample, it's so easy.
Yeah, especially if it can be put in the post like that. You're
Yeah.
not, not worrying about tins and
Believe it or
things.
not, it's an idea that we got from Osmo Japan. That's how they do a lot of their sampling.
Oh, fantastic. So if somebody wants a high UV protection on their exterior wood, what would be the product you'd be recommending there?
Anything with a pigment. Simply
Right.
put, if you don't want to see silvering, do not put a clear finish on, because whilst you can see the timber, so can the sun. And if the sun can see it, it's going to kill the pigment in the wood. It's going to go silver. We do different levels of pigment. So with the UV protection oil, that's around about 4 to 5% pigment. That allows you to still see the grain naturally. We do oak, we do cedar, we do larch, we do other colours as well in that range. There's a step up from there to the natural oil wood stain. That comes in at around about 7% pigment. So you should still be able to see the grain there, but it's a much higher level of pigment, and it cuts down your ability to see problems with the timber as well. Above that, we also offer country colour. I've used that recently myself on my beehives. That's a 2-coat opaque finish. You won't see the grain. The coverage rate on that particular product, the country colour, unbelievable. Unbelievable. 18 square meters a litre with 2 coats. Brilliant
I've got
product.
an interesting fact for you that you don't know.
Go on.
I painted my office where I am now, where I work.
Uh-huh.
It's made of cedar wood, and I painted it with Osmo with a cedar finish 5
Yes.
years ago,
Yes.
and it looks exactly the same as the day it was painted. It's beautiful.
Good products. I know I work for Osmo. They're good products. Not
Yeah,
cheap, but they do
I
the
can
job.
vouch for it. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'd take the camera out and show you, but I'll probably lose you. So do you have any training courses for those who want to learn more about Osmo?
We do. Typically, if people want to contact our office, we can talk about training courses. Realistically, depending upon your location in the country, it's not always easy to get to our head office, which is where we've got our training centre. We've got regional managers, which is what I am. I've been with the company a long time now. I spend about half my time training. So I actually go out, I see all of our account holders, I see customers, I see end users. And it's relatively common when I do a training session, not for it just to be for that account. It will also include customers of theirs if they would like to attend. So wherever you get your Osmo from, if they're a direct account with Osmo, see if you can get one of us in to do some training.
Oh, brilliant. And where can people find Osmo other than on your own website?
Type in Osmo. I don't even think we appear first these days. We're on Amazon. We're on eBay. We're all over the internet. We've got a lot of internet presence now with direct accounts. It's very surprising if you can't get hold of a product. It really is. The coverage out there is incredibly good. Plus, we've got places that you can walk in that typically, if they've been trained by us, they're very knowledgeable.
You're on social media as well, aren't you? You've got Instagram.
Yes. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We've got, I think, 12 odd thousand people on our Facebook group now. It's a very friendly group on there. And the nice thing is that the level of knowledge is very broad. So you will get people on there asking questions, and you will then get the trade, the people that use the products, giving fair answers.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining me, Paul, and thanks
Very
for
welcome.
all your brilliant answers to our questions. If anybody's got any last-minute questions, if you want to type them into the questions tab, but I think we've covered everything that you've asked us so far. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We have got another session at 4 o'clock later today, and we'll be back again tomorrow In fact, we're back every day right through to the 11th of March. So check out the sessions on our website. Any that you've not already registered for, click on the links, register for your tickets. It's all free. And I'll see you all later today. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody that's commenting. Fran says, Paul, they're not related to this session, but I've sent you a message on Facebook. If you can get the chance, I will have a look. Yes, when I come off in a minute, I'll have a look, Fran. Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you very much.
See you.
Bye.